Hey, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Take Tizza, and I'm here with a video to talk about the recent PlayStation Showcase that happened last Thursday. Now, we got a lot of third-party gameplay. We got a lot of PS4 slash PS5 exclusive gameplay. The show overall was 45 minutes long, but let's get into the thick of why I feel like it was it was good, but it was at the same time. Now, the games that they showed were Project Eve, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Rainbow Six Extraction, Alan Wake Remastered, GTA 5 again, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Vampire the Masquerade, Deathloop, Chia, Forspoken, Kid Amnesia Exhibition, Knights of the Old Republic Remake, Ghostwire Tokyo, Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves, PS5 slash PC remake, Marvel's Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, Gran Turismo 7, and God of War Ragnarok. Now, the first half of that list, and the sad thing about that first half of the list took up about 25-30 minutes of the goddamn show. Now, the second half of the list, the shit we be looking for, right? The meat and potatoes of what it means to be a PlayStation gamer, right? The shit that we all want, right? The exclusives. Why did we buy this console? The exclusives, right? Because it's not about power anymore, right? It's not about power. We can get that edge to the other side. But the exclusives is what make the power even make sense, right? So I want to talk about the exclusives first, because third parties is whatever. Let's talk about the exclusives first. So, Forspoken, right? Forspoken looks dope. Looks like a very interesting game. It has this fantasy element to it. Spells. It kind of has this, into an ancient wonderland. Don't know what's going on. It just has its own unique vibe about whatever the story is that is Forspoken, right? From what we can infer, there's this young girl who seems to be transported into another land, and she finds out she has this bracelet that gives her these magical powers. Now, what are these magical powers specifically? We don't know, of course, and there's no real explanation on it. It's kind of just that's how they're presenting it. And to me, it looks good. It looks good. It's very visually appealing, with all the lighting and the graphics, the graphical touches of what the spells are and how the spells look when they're being casted and how they are interacting with the environment. Like I said, it has this high fantasy element, because you have things like dragons, these warriors and swords and shields. It's your typical fantasy universe, right? But one of the things that also caught my eye about the game, and technically my ear, of course, was the dialogue that's being presented. It gives this idea that the character itself is aware of, being in a strange wonderland that they don't know about, and they're just making the most of the situation, and they're just trying to ultimately get back home. So, but the character itself is presenting that. It's not like this, I get transported into a strange land, I'm just going to instantly assume this role of being this person, and it's like I forget about what it is to, be wherever I was. So the dialogue in the game is very interesting and caught my ear when they presented it, and it's something I'm looking forward to. Then we have a Kid Amnesia Exhibition, which, if y'all know what it's about, let me know. Because I don't know. I don't fucking know. The trailer gave us no clue of what the fuck it was either. But I don't know. They showed a hallway with some red lights and some drawings on the wall. The only thing I can infer from it is that it's supposed to be like a horror game, right? It's supposed to be this scary game that is going to tap into whatever typical psycho pseudo-sadelic shit in our minds, right? That's how they doing a lot of these horror games nowadays, and it's not really my speed. I like the Resident Evil types where, you can scare me, but I'm gonna shoot the shit out of you in the process. They show Ghostwire Tokyo, uh, a horror game that I may indulge in, but I really don't care for it. It would be something that somebody would have to buy for me, or I received it, as a review code or something. But other than that, I don't think that it's something that I'm proactively wanting to tap into. It just doesn't fit my speed of what what it's trying to sell in terms of the story. We have the Knights of the Old Republic remake. That's high on my list. It's a game that I actually own on PC currently, but it's super outdated. Super outdated. Super outdated. The controls is off. The graphics is just, you can't neglect a lot of what the current Knights of the Old Republic, the nuances that it gives. And I keep trying to play the game. I keep downloading it. I'll start it up some, play it a little bit, and be like, and put it down. So the fact that they're entirely remaking the game from the ground up, and seeing as how the Dead Space game that's being remade from the ground up, how that looks versus the original, I can expect, some great things from this Knights of the Old Republic remake. Now, it's not the same studio per se, but it's just the fact that if they're really remaking the game and they're still staying true to what the original was, then we have some very high hopes for that game to come out, do numbers, and pretty much tell people of a newer generation the story of the Old Republic. I'm a Star Wars fan myself, so again, this is just something that's automatically high on my list to look into. We have the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, PS5, PS5, and PC remaster. Okay, Uncharted is officially going to PC. I don't know what to tell you from that point. It's sad for what it means to be exclusive, but it's good for what it means to be a gamer. More people can play the Uncharted series who never thought to buy a PlayStation in general, right? They have access to it now. Not that they didn't because of PlayStation Now, but they actually get a native Uncharted game that's going to be able to run. I'm pretty sure they're going to have all the bells and whistles. All the bells and whistles. Everything that we got for Horizon Zero Dawn PC port, I'm pretty sure they're going to have for the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves port too. So, I mean, if you're looking forward to it, hey, go ahead and go for it. For anybody that wants to replay it on the PS5, it's there for you too. All right. Now, Gran Turismo 7, of course, great looking game. I love sim racers, so I'm probably actually going to buy this and tap into it a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and act like I just put thousands upon thousands of hours into any of the previous Gran Turismos. I myself didn't even get onto PlayStation until the PS4. I completely skipped the PS3 generation. I had a 360 that entire generation. So even when it came to PS4, I didn't really care to buy any of the racers they had released. But I'm trying to tap back into it because I actually was a fan of like the Need for Speed Shift series, which kind of goes in line with what it means to play sim racers. So I'm gonna see what Gran Turismo 7 hitting for, right? I'm trying that. Now, as I was saying though, the meat and potatoes of the whole entire fucking show: Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, and God of War. Those three games is all the meat and potatoes of this entire show. Those three games is the entire meat and potatoes of the entire show. It don't even matter. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Those three games right there are the entirety of this show, right? Nobody expected Wolverine. Nobody. That wasn't even remotely reported, leaked, nothing. Nobody knew about Wolverine, right? And Spider-Man 2 was on my predictions. Spider-Man 2 was on my predictions. So it came. But the thing about Spider-Man 2 nobody predicted was Venom. Nobody predicted Venom. Nobody predicted Venom. So those two alone, right? Those two, those two reveals, Venom and Wolverine alone, gave this show a 5 out of 10. It literally gave the show half the show. It literally gave it half the points to me, personally, right? God of War Ragnarok, I called it. I said we should be expecting gameplay, right? They showed us gameplay. Gameplay looks phenomenal. It looks like a better 2018. It doesn't look like leaps and bounds, but they already told us to expect that, right? It only came out in 2018. It's 2021, right? Ragnarok isn't coming out to 2022. That's still not a big gap. That's 4 years. It's 4 years between the game that's technically within the same generation of what the game is. So they already told us not to expect anything crazy in terms of graphically. But you can see that the game itself definitely has more polish. The combat itself looks way more fluid. It looks like they're going to include Atreus and more of the combat schemes and how he will ultimately play out when using him with his father. But everything about the game looks solid, right? We're just expecting the game at this point. We got to see some tiny story tidbits. So the witch, the enchanted witch, she's still hunting fucking Kratos. We got to see Thor again, but we didn't necessarily see Thor. Thor actually, like, his character reveal actually came off of Twitter. Thor is the left-handed Norse god of thunder. They didn't show him. They just showed kind of like what they showed at the end of God of War, where he just flips his cloth back and shows Mjolnir. But we did get to see Tyr, which is the Norse god of war. So originally playing God of War 2018 and knowing that you're the Greek god of war dealing with the Norse gods, where the fuck is the Norse god of war? And they bring him up. It's those little story tidbits, man, that make sense, and they make it make sense of why these are a thing. And the fact that we see that Tyr was pretty much locked up for whatever reason plays into the part of why Kratos is having to deal with some of this shit. And of course, more of that is to be revealed. We got to see the God of Monsters, which is a young black girl. They modeled her after a young black girl. I can't think of her name to save my life right now. But there's been a big ass uproar about that, about why was a young black girl being modeled for the God of Monsters? Why is she the God of Monsters for? Man, look, all that's for the birds, right? Because the thing that people have to understand is we ask for representation, we get forms of representation, and then we try to sometimes shit on what those forms of representation are. The girl is not depicted wrong in any shape, form, or fashion. The girl looks like her real part, like she looks like her human self. Her character model looks like her human self, right? There's nothing, altered about her appearance that makes her look like she's being shown in a dark light. Now, another thing is that they said that, of course, throughout the story, it's going to be revealed how she plays a bigger part in how the story unfolds for Kratos and Atreus. So again, that shit, man, I wasn't paying attention to that shit because I really feel like it was just people trying to make noise for no reason. Of course, you have the brothers coming back. They're making their return. They're probably still going to be crafting this armor and all that stuff. So that's to be expected. But yeah, man, Wolverine, Venom, God of War. That's six. That six. God of War was the 6 out of 10 to me, right? God of War made it a 6 out of 10 because we actually got gameplay. It gave it a point because we actually got gameplay. But that's the meat and potatoes of the show, right? Other than that, we got Project Eve, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, Rainbow Six Extraction, Alan Wake Remastered, GTA 5 again, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Vampire the Masquerade, Deathloop, chill. None of those games, bro. None of those games are selling this show. They didn't sell this show to me. They showed Deathloop for the umpteenth time, bro. We just seen another Deathloop literally comes out this week. It comes out this week. You don't need to advertise that game anymore. And when they did the show, the game still came out next week. You don't need to advertise the game anymore. People know about it. If you don't know about Deathloop, by that point, you didn't care about the game. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It's another Borderlands, bro. It's another Borderlands. Y'all play Borderlands? Borderlands fans? What y'all got to say about Tiny Tina's Wonderland? Y'all tell me what y'all think about Tiny Tina's Wonderland, because all I own is the Handsome Collection. And I own the Handsome Collection, Borderlands 2, and I think Borderlands 1 on PC. The closest I've ever gotten to beat a Borderlands is Borderlands 2. It still ain't even beat it. Really don't have no plans on beating it. It don't matter to me. But hold on. My problem with Gearbox is the fact that, bro, if they could put that much originality, love, and care into fucking Godfall that they put into the Borderlands series as a whole, bro, Godfall would be a much better game. We would probably still be talking about Godfall in 2021. Nobody's fucking talking about Godfall no more, bro. Nobody's fucking talking about Godfall. Nobody. But Gearbox is still making pretty much Borderlands add-ons. That's sad, bro. High expectations from a game that is good at developing, unique items and unique characters, and then they make a game like Godfall, and it's a stale piece of shit. That's the best way I can put it. Right? That's it for that. Rainbow Six Extraction, we fucking talking about aliens and fucking, a game that touts itself on realism, right? Whatever. Alan Wake Remastered. Okay, that's cool. That pretty much confirmed that the Russian sightings that was seen for the box art for Alan Wake on PS5 was actually true. So, hey, cool. Now those who never played Alan Wake, never owned the Xbox to play Alan Wake, can now play Alan Wake. So, I mean, kudos to that. GTA 5. Not even going to talk about it, bro. It's about to be 10 years. It came out in 2013. It's coming on. It's still, besides the point. We're about to be almost 10 years, and GTA 5 is still the Grand Theft Auto game of the time. 10 years, bro. Almost 10 years. And GTA 5 is still the game that Rockstar is pushing. That's fucking ridiculous. They should have been talking about GTA 6. Been talking about it. We ain't got a smidge of word about GTA 6, bro. So fuck that game, bro. Fuck Rockstar for even pushing that shit still. They're not even pushing Red Dead like that. Like they're pushing GTA 5. Red Dead isn't even being pushed like GTA 5. And that's crazy. Because Red Dead is their newer game. Make that shit make sense, Rockstar. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Another game that we didn't need to see more of. that could have been played at like some other show. Vampire the Masquerade, free to play game. It's a free to play game, bro. We don't really see that. Chia, I mean, kudos to that. Okay, something new, right? Something new that was displayed, but I don't care for it, so I don't really have an opinion to really give on it. Project Eve. That's about the only third party out of all of these that I really was like, okay, this is cool. This is cool. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking into this. But other than that, bro, so Project Eve, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, God of War, and Deathloop. That's 5 games. Well, I hear Republic and Forspoken, right? But other than that, the show wasn't really that great. 6 out of 10, bro. I can't. I will give it a half a point for all the third party games that I did like, which was like what two of them. I never played Alan Wake, so I'll give slight leeway to that, but it's a remaster, so I can't really give it that much. You know what I'm saying? So what? 6.5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. You just say 6 out of 10. I'm a curve all the enthusiasm and just say 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 show. My biggest thing was we didn't even get Last of Us Factions news. PlayStation's big ass showcase, and we got nothing for The Last of Us. What the fuck is this shit, bro? 45-minute show, 30 minutes on multiplex. No Last of Us Factions news. No Last of Us news in general. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess my problem comes in where it was hyped up to the level that it was. Right? Everybody's like, "Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be the show. This is the nail in the coffin. This is it. We about to have Xbox niggas shoot." Right? And don't get me wrong, Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 probably shook them niggas to the core. They have no comeback for that. They have no comeback for Venom nor Wolverine. They don't have no comeback for Knights of the Old Republic remake being exclusive to PS5. Knights of the Old Republic was an Xbox game. But other than that, bro, all this other shit, come on, man. Ain't no way, bro. They used the nice platinum lettering for the symbols, the PlayStation symbols and shit, bro. This was supposed to be the star-studded show. And, bro, this motherfucker came out swinging with a hard 6 out of 10. Hard 6 out of 10. But that's my opinion on it, man. I've been thinking real hard about what to get that show. I've been watching the gameplay over and over. I even watched the whole show over. And I don't, nah, man. That's the highest I can give it. Because there was nothing that really like blew me away to the point where I was like, there's no coming back for what Xbox has to offer. And I feel like they still have a little wiggle room for what they show, because I really feel like there was a lot they decided to hold back on for whatever reason. They really could have sealed the deal for what it means to be a PlayStation fan. Now, if you were a person that doesn't own anything else, you'd be happy with all of that. And if you don't own a PC or nothing, or any other console, you'll be happy. You'll be completely happy with what they showed at the showcase. But if you are a multi-platform owner like myself, it felt really mid. And that's why 6 out of 10, bro. That's all I gotta say on it. No more, none more, none less. 6 out of 10. Um, the No Last of Us faction news really blew me, really did, and that's really all I really wanted. I kid you not. If they would have shown me Last of Us faction news, I would have considered this show a 9 out of 10. That shows my bias and how heavy I think about Last of Us factions. Because we need a multiplayer. They didn't show no resistance. They didn't show no kill zone, no factions. We have no shooter. We have no multiplayer shooter, bro. And that upsets me as a FPS fan. Even third person shooter, they have nothing. They have no shooter. They have no good multiplayer game that really keeps you onto this console. Like, if you are a multiplayer guy like me, bro, and I'm somebody who still appreciates single player experiences, but I'm more multiplayer oriented. I still find a reason to have an Xbox because I still can play Gears. I'm definitely going to buy Halo Infinite. But I have a plethora of better multiplayer options on the other console. And I was really hoping that they showed either Resistance or a Killzone remake. I was banking on that. And I told y'all how I feel about factions just now. So you should know how much I was banking on that. We have the single player experiences. Kudos to them. We have them. But we have no multiplayer experiences. And that kind of, I don't like it. Me, I don't like it. Now it looks like Spider-Man 2 may have some form of co-op. That may be dope. Or it may just be a situation of you being able to switch between Miles and Peter. But that may actually have some co-op in there. That would be dope as fuck. But that's still not the multiplayer gap that I'm talking about. That's co-op. I'm talking about competitive multiplayer. And they don't have it. So yeah, man. My final rating on the PlayStation Showcase that happened, man. 6 out of 10. Yeah. That's about the best I can give it. But man, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did y'all like it? What would y'all rate it? Do y'all feel like, they could have showed some more? Do y'all feel like they showed enough? Do y'all feel like y'all satisfied with what was shown, right? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more consistent content from me. And I'll catch y'all on the next video. Y'all be easy. Peace.